Hi, welcome to the small shed. This week I'm finishing off the sanding station. See you in a minute. Now, we left the sanding station last week where I'd got all the pieces cut. I'd routed out the grooves for the shelves, and really it was pretty much ready to paint, except that I'd then forgotten that I hadn't cut out the around the consumer unit, so I had to do that quickly with the combination of the bandsaw and the jigsaw, because the throat of my bandsaw isn't big enough. And then moved on to just getting the painting done, some rough undercoats and a decent set of coats inside, so that it was easier to get the painting done before I assembled rather than after. Now, I've painted the inside of the box, so I'm just now going to drill holes to screw and glue it together. I'll just glue and screw the frame together first, and then worry about the internal partitions when I've just decided how big they need to be, or the spacing they need to have. Then I'll paint the outside of the box once it's all finished, and because it takes so much to fill the end grain, whatever you would call it, the cut face of the MDF. That's all had 2 coats already, so when I paint the outside I'll give it a couple more, and that will tidy those up as well. Ideally I should have left the paint off when I'm sticking them together, but in this instance don't think it's that critical, because it's not carrying a huge amount of weight. Top on, and then we can mark out for the middle partitions. Right, I think that's about right. So all I need to do now is establish where those middle shelves have to go, and that depends on this diameter of the circular sanding pads, the mouse pads, and whatever's left will be there for the Mirka sanding block pads. some slot petitions, and that's done. So we've now got the box assembled. I've just marked some holes in the backing where I'll be screwing it to the wall. All I need to do now is position that, glue and screw it on the inside, on the back side, sorry, onto the shape of that, and then drill the holes through, and it can be fixed pretty much. It'll need another coat of paint, which I'll do when I've finally finished tidying it all up, and we're about there, I think, other than blocks to mount the tools, which I'll get to when it's on the wall. So I'll just flip this now, screw the back to the front and glue it, and move it on a bit. Right, so that's ready for a final fill, sand and last coat of paint. What I've got to do now is cut some shelves. Still not sure whether I'm going to be using this or 6mm ply, but I think I'll start with this and see how I get on with it, because it's there blocking the shed up. I'm not likely to use it for anything else. So we'll rip this down on the table saw, I think. Just about ready for final sand and coat of paint. The only thing I got, most of these tools will sit on the shelf, but I had got a hand sander that I needed to locate somehow. I've just cut a piece of MDF with the shape of the sander on it, and got a V-cut route a bit and run round the inside of it. So that will sit on there, and then when that's not used, it can sit in there like that. That will just hold that there. So that will keep that. Anything else, as I say, at the moment doesn't need a bracket, but I may possibly need something to stop them getting knocked off. I'll see how it works. If I do, I can then put something on here. I did think about putting that up right there with some sort of a holder which would be that shaped underneath it, but at the moment I don't think I'm going to need to. I think it'll sit there okay. We'll see, but at least being white painted I can alter it later and slap another coat of paint on. But that's it. I shall fix this on now in that position, glue and screw that on from the back, and then get the paint on, and away we go. So we've now got room for the finger sander, either with or without its battery. It's probably more stable with the battery, but it doesn't seem to need any great amount of support. It's set fairly well back. Random orbital, again with or without the battery, it'll fit onto there. The little Makita I wanted to keep there, and the mouse. We've managed to keep the dust monitor up there as well. So all in all, I've got all the sandpapers for those machines apart from the square sheet for that. Trouble with that is it's A4 and it won't fit into that, it would have stuck out too far. I might do something underneath for the large full sheets, but we've got that stuff off the floor and out of the bag, achieved what I think we wanted to achieve. So hope you enjoyed the video, hope it was of interest, and look forward to seeing you next week. See you then. Bye. Just a postscript. I've hit 1,000 subscribers this week, which has caught me on the hop a bit. The channel has been gaining subscriptions at about 30 or 40 a month, 30, 33, that sort of figure. And so I'd got a rough idea that this was going to happen in June, July. And over the last couple of months, whether that's the lockdown and everybody's so bored that they've even got to start watching my videos and subscribing, I don't know. But it's suddenly ramped up fairly rapidly and it's caught me on the hop a bit. I wanted to do some sort of a giveaway for the 1,000 subscribers. That's going to have to wait at the moment while I decide what to do, because I just hadn't thought through what I was going to do yet. But a huge thank you to everybody who's come on board. It's taken well, 18 months and I'm extremely pleased with it. The comments, subscribes and watches are all an impetus for me to do more, so thank you very much. Huge thank you to you all, and we'll see you next week. Bye.